Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. The ladies are in the living room. That's right. The living room is open for all things Bravo, all things reality TV. As a matter of fact, all things The Bachelorette. Such a good episode last night. But before we get to The Bachelorette, we do have some things to talk about. Our newbie on OC is getting sued for $50 million. We've got some Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We've got the brand new Bachelor that was announced. And I know Kristen and I are very excited. So without further ado, let's get going. Hello, Kristen.
Hi, Laura.
How are you this fine Tuesday?
I'm so good. I had a headache, but it's going away.
We jammed it with some.
We took some Excedrin
If you listen, we're not getting paid by Excedrin, but Excedrin. It's the greatest thing. If you've got a headache, it just bangs it right out.
It's kind of a miracle.
You know why? Because it has caffeine in it.
Yeah.
Caffeine
just goes right up there.
Just bangs it out. All right. So speaking of just some craziness, let's talk at the top about our friend Katie.
Tell me.
Holy cow.
You know more about this story than me.
I just read it. It's literally hot off the press.
Wow.
But apparently she's being sued for $50 million. That's not
so
$65,000 from John Jansen for a facelift. I mean, this is substantial money. Apparently, I don't know much about it, but I can't remember his name, but his name is Chad something. It was a business partner, I guess. Breach of contract, something where Katie has this business called T-Shots.
Okay.
And I guess he was somehow involved in the business, and he's telling Katie, fork it over, because I guess breach of contract, maybe he's saying it was his idea, and I guess Katie is profiting off the business, or it is her business. I'm not really sure, but I did just catch it quick that it's a $50 million lawsuit.
That's a big one.
Oh
my God. Was she talking about this business at all in the house?
I mean, I haven't seen it, but she is all things golf, so if she hasn't, maybe she's gonna.
Because all I know of her is that she is or was a golf reporter.
Right. And she and her husband's all that is golf.
Right.
But you know what's kind of crazy about reality TV? It is really such a double-edged sword because you can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right? Going on, and you never know what your, book deals, and you can start plugging away whatever it is that you're out there hawking. Right?
Yeah.
But so much vitriol comes at people. Like $50 million. This girl's been on 5 episodes, and bam!
Well, think of all the exposure she's getting, because nothing on Katie, but I never heard of her before.
I've never heard of her either.
So I didn't know who she was. I mean,
but now
she was
she's
a journalist
on
and everything.
TV with a crazy audience.
She's on Bravo. I mean,
right, and Bravo's huge, and
they will come for you.
They are coming for you.
Yeah,
but it's like, damn, like Louis Ruelas, right? Louis with all of his shenanigans is probably like, somebody kill me, please.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming from every angle.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I feel like that's what happens. Like, and if you got something to hide, the moral of the story is don't go on reality TV, baby.
I'm big for that.
Stay under your rock and make your money in secret. But Katie is getting sued for $50 million.
Poor Katie.
And that's all we know now. I don't know. Katie hasn't. I don't know if she's made a statement out about it or what, but we're going to keep our eye on that lawsuit.
She's low key. She's got a little drama with Heather, not much, and then all of a sudden,
nice, normal, seemingly woman with a nice husband. They like to play golf, and bam. Your business is now my business.
She's getting hit with the reality of reality TV.
That's right. The reality of reality, which is
welcome to reality TV.
Give me your money. I want your money.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
All right. What else is going on out there?
So I was reading an article that some of the cast of Beverly Hills is starting to complain about Kyle's behavior.
Oh, Kyle.
So this is going to be an interesting season, I think, coming up. So
goodbye, Kyle.
Goodbye, Kyle.
Goodbye.
She's doing a lot of whining.
Why? Because
She's
Mauricio has a new man.
over-exaggerating her emotions, I guess, about the Mauricio stuff, and she's painting herself as a victim. So I was just reading about this.
Kyle,
and I'm going,
don't go there.
Okay, so this is going to be a storyline here for sure.
Kyle.
We all know that that's going to be a big storyline, her and the Mauricio situation.
Tell me where big sister Kathy stands on this.
Yeah, so I was reading that
Kathy?
of the cast members that are complaining about this, it's Dorit, it's Erica, and it's Kathy.
Is Kathy back on the show?
So
Or
she's a friend of her. And you know who else is a friend
Kyle?
of? Jennifer Tilly.
Oh, you know
Who
why?
I love.
Wait, do you know why? Wait, I have Jennifer.
And Sutton are best friends, I think.
They are.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact,
Looking forward to seeing her.
A friend of mine used to be an organizer in LA when I lived out in LA.
Yeah.
And she organized Miss Tilly's whole house.
Okay. Oh.
And I had gone,
So
and
she's a
she had people
professional
helping, and I was
organizer?
one of the people helping her.
Okay.
And what a gorgeous house she's got. I mean, she
sure.
lives like right by the Bel Air Hotel, like kind of on Stone Canyon. The Bel Air Hotel is a beautiful place.
Yes.
Absolutely stunning. Her house is absolutely stunning. I was there. She hired me a couple of times to help her,
Okay.
sort through stuff because she would be traveling and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
She had a lot of celebrities. But anyway,
What a
lovely
cool job.
gal. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool. Very
yeah.
cool.
Wow.
And as a matter of fact, there was a
she's gonna
whole
add,
article.
I think, some spice to the show.
Oh,
Don't you think, Jennifer?
she's a hoot.
Tilly, she's a hoot. I mean, seeing her just
And
in
she's
interviews
very pretty.
and stuff.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
she's like,
And I love watching her on film. I love her.
she's a gazillionaire because
Yeah.
Chucky. She owns those movies. She owns the Chucky franchise. Plus, I think,
And she's on a show now
wait,
about it, right?
and she was also married to, I believe, Sam Simon, who was one of the creators of The Simpsons, I think.
Okay. Wow.
Somebody, so I know she was married to him, so I'm sure, some of that came to her in the settlement, allegedly. I'm not sure, but I'm sure.
Okay.
Because why not? But she's like very successful in her own right. Those Chucky movies,
Yeah.
that was that alone. Those things are huge.
Well, her coming into the Beverly Hills, I mean, she's a name.
She's
right?
absolutely
like
a
Lisa
name.
Rinna, when she came in, she was a name.
And it's
right?
funny because Jennifer.
Now Jennifer Tilly, I'm like,
Well, it's funny because Jennifer Tilly really was the actress, and then her sister Meg was in Agnes of God, and I think got an Oscar nom for that.
Yeah,
and,
she was in The Big Chill. Remember that movie?
And
from
she,
the 80s?
so Jennifer was really the one that was in all these things, but I think
Yeah.
like Meg became almost. Back then, like a little bit, not above her, I wouldn't say, but more well known because of the Agnes of God, which was a huge movie. And I'm pretty sure she was nominated for an Oscar.
She's more, I think Meg is more like a dramatic actress.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And,
I don't think she does
Jennifer
much
has
anymore.
more like character
She's
roles.
Bride of Chucky. When she got into that whole Chucky
forget
business, I
it.
was like, this is a smart woman.
Yes.
Smart lady.
But it's going to be fun watching
I love
her.
that.
I'm
love
really,
that.
I'm getting so excited. Usually
hope they show her
Beverly
gorgeous
Hills
house
comes out around
in
November.
Bel Air.
So I think it's going
it'll
to
come
drop
out-
around November. I
that's
can't wait.
so
Or
fun.
December. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so before
So poor
we get our
Kyle.
buns into The Bachelorette, which was a fabulous episode,
Oh my God, it was so good.
our boyfriend, Grant,
Oh, I'm so happy.
is the next Bachelor. I was in love with Grant from, first of
He
all, I
was
almost
really, I mean, out of just, I'm going to be superficial
Handsome.
here. Looks alone, number one, that guy.
definitely.
Oh,
Smooth
Forget
criminal.
it.
Smooth criminal.
oh yeah.
Bum-ba-da-ba-da-bum,
I spotted him in the
ba-da-bum-bum.
very first
Me
episode.
too. I was like,
said,
Grant
"Who is
30.
that?
Who's that guy?
Who's that guy?
Hot
Yep.
to trot.
Oh, yeah.
And I almost named,
Obvious choice.
I almost named my son Grant.
I know.
That was on my list of names.
Yes.
Because it's a hot man's name.
It's a beautiful name.
It is a beautiful man's
Yes,
name.
it
So
is.
we're excited for Grant the Bachelor
Oh.
because last night he got the boot. But he was falling hard. I've kind of felt
and
bad
I think
for him.
sincerely.
Yes.
He wasn't just saying it
no,
for the camera.
He was no Sam
falling
M.
for her.
Oh, we'll talk about it.
Or I should say he fell for her.
He did fall for her.
Yeah.
But why don't we get into talking about The Bachelorette? Because The Bachelorette.
good.
Okay, so The Bachelorette had the
Best episode yet.
Best episode yet
By
of The
far.
Bachelorette. By far. There
By
was
far.
actual meat and potatoes in this
there
episode. Shiz actually went down.
Yes.
In this episode.
It did.
Okay. So
Best part of the episode? Sam is gone.
we are so happy that Sam has gotten the boot.
Oh, thank God.
Oh my God, Sam.
I actually wrote that down. I wrote, thank God.
Me too. I was like that. Well, thank God that she finally saw
Yeah.
the bullshit
Such
coming out of this man's face.
Oh my
All I
God.
could think of was like dum-dum Ken doll. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing how he could not
Oh.
answer her question. Simple, right? You're in love with somebody, right?
He was
what
like,
about
he was like a spinning
Jen?
record.
Jen is
He
saying,
just-
what about me do you love?
Yeah.
Well, I think. And then he was like, you're selfless. How do you know I'm selfless? And you could see it. You know what it was
He
like?
was spinning.
You know what it was like?
It was just.
I'll tell you what it reminded
It was
me
word
of.
salad.
I'm going to give you an old reference.
Yeah.
An older reference. It was Kato Kalin on the stand with O.J. Simpson.
That's a good one.
and he was like, you could see
like
all
the
of it.
dumb beach boy.
Right, you could
like,
see you could see the synapses trying to connect in Kato Kalin's head when he was on the stand. Did you see OJ come back? Oh, it was like he was trying to read the answers off his forehead. Like he had no, and it was the same with Sam. He couldn't get it out because he's such a pile of horse shit.
You know what I think he did it in for
Horse
himself?
shit.
Horse shit. When he was when they were on the radio show, I mean, even the DJs,
Oh.
not the DJs, the
was
radio
so
hosts were
painful.
kind of looking like, what is this guy talking about?
And it was
But-
like he was going off a script in his head that he might have thought was like, I should say this. This will be
Yeah.
good. Like he didn't say like, Jen, when you're around, you know, I say this about my brother all the time. Like this is obviously a romantic love. It's not a romantic love
Right.
when I'm talking about my brother, but I always say he's like E.T. when he walks into the room, the flowers grow.
Aw.
Like he's that. You know, that's what she wanted.
That's what she wanted to
She wanted to
hear.
hear, Jen, when
Yes.
you're around, the flowers grow.
Yes.
And the sun is shining brighter. And I love you because you're funny and spontaneous. And your nose curls up when you laugh. And blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, he was like, so anyway, Mr. Hond.
But I think what
bad.
did him in when they were on the radio show was when he was saying you weren't my type or something about, I
right.
was who was he expecting?
He
What was the other?
expecting Daisy.
Daisy.
And one of the other girls from Joey's
that was
season, he was
just
like, yeah,
like,
you're
done.
obviously not my type, really. And I was like, what are you
No.
talking about?
No.
And it was Jason and Molly. You know that whole
Yeah.
mess.
Oh, I remember that. I watched that.
That mess.
Bachelor.
She was the runner-up, and he was
She
like,
was the
I made
runner-up,
the
and he
wrong
regretted
move.
not picking her, and then he wound up
Oh,
picking her.
what a mess that was.
That was
But
a
I'm
mess.
glad to see
Happy
those
to
two.
see they're together and still.
Yes, but
Yeah.
they've been together now. But that was some crazy schniz.
That
back
was
then.
that was a crazy one.
But even they were like, everybody's faces were like, and even
Yeah.
Devin called it. Devin was like, oh God, this is gonna be rough for Sam M.
oh my God.
when they were going in there because heels to the no. He
Oh my
had
God.
nothing to back him up.
No.
And then
no.
of course
he was just stumbling over his words.
But then when he pulled,
it was painful to watch.
It was
that. I was like,
painful.
can this just end?
it was painful. And
That was
then
terrible.
when he pulled, so he knew that his whole world was detonating, right? So he's like, I need to pull the emergency switch. I need to pull the emergency switch. I love you, Jen. It's because I love you, Jen. And it was, and she was like, oh, Sam, come on. Like, it was so great. She wasn't even like, she knew
No, I'm
it was a
glad she
pile
saw
of
through
bullshit.
it at that
Thank
point
God.
because it looked like she was waiting
Because
and
she
hoping.
Listen,
and no.
had she had a chance to be in the fantasy suites prior to all this?
Oh no.
No, I'm just saying, like, she would have gotten that out of her system and
Yeah.
then been like, this guy is such, like, nothing else for me but
No.
between the sheets. And she never got to go there,
and there's
but
so
who
much more than
cares?
that.
Thank God.
Thank
Get him
God.
out.
No, she's a deeper person, and she definitely saw beyond
But
the
I'm
physical
so
attraction.
happy she learned
Thank
it.
God.
I'm so happy she figured it out at 26. You know how many dum-dums
Oh yeah,
are out there at
because, look,
26?
out of all the men, she's the most attracted to him, no question.
Of course. And he
But
was the
she had to
best
think with
looking
her
per
head.
se.
She had to think with her head and not her heart, I guess.
No, she had to think with her
Right?
head, right? And
She had to think with her head
and not her
heart.
nether regions.
Oh my
darling.
goodness. If she chose him at the end, that would have lasted a couple of weeks.
That's what the crazy
been
one from
done.
Australia did. She was like, "That's what I did. It wasn't very good,
And
darling."
it wasn't good,
Of course, it wasn't good because you should
goodness.
just have him as a side dish, get it out of your system, and then sweet little Marcus. Let's talk about sweet little Marcus with the
Okay.
one-on-one date.
Now, I
sweet
told you
little
this
Marcus.
before. That was the one
Oh.
point, and I haven't done this yet since
Tear.
I've been watching this Bachelorette. I
Tear.
cried.
Yeah, that was
I
a
cried
lot.
for sadness for him, but just heartwarming.
It
to
was
hear
very
what he had to say about his
sweet.
story.
And it was
Yeah. With
very
his
big for
sister.
him, you could tell.
Oh,
The only problem I have, I love Marcus, and I know that he's her top.
I think he's way at the
But
top.
here's the problem with Marcus.
I like him.
I don't know that he's got enough oomph for Jen.
Okay.
Or what they were kind of alluding to
Yeah.
in the upcoming attractions for next week is that he might not be able to get himself there, and they might just be doing that just to throw us off.
He does hold him, and she said this. He sort of holds himself back.
Right.
So it's gonna be.
Well,
It's
he
gonna
might
be-
just not
he's-
be
he's-
open enough.
He's
for
not.
her.
It's hard for him to open. Understandably so.
And since the beginning, I've been saying he's a little reserved.
He's reserved.
And he's a
yeah.
little. He just
Gi-
might not have
Given
enough.
his background, now you understand why.
Of course. And it's going to be
But
hard.
he emotionally got to me the most.
Oh,
out
I
of
love
all
it.
of
And
them.
I love when
was
Jen
like,
said
oh.
to him, like, "You're enough. You're enough for me.
Yeah.
You're enough." Is just what he needed to hear. The only
She had her own dysfunctions,
Right, and
growing up
she
with her
was-
family, so she can understand that.
yeah, and I think she
Which
was
is nice
saying what
to
she'd want to
hear.
hear herself.
Yeah.
And then it was cute, their little date that they went on at the
Oh.
stadium. What was that? The baseball. And it was
Yeah.
all that wicked. That was cute.
The
all
wicked
that
set,
wicked
that was
stuff.
great.
That was
Yeah.
adorable. And then of course Kelsey,
Yeah.
Joey, my
yeah.
Joey.
Aw.
Joey.
See, I didn't
Gauze
watch that
Joey's
one,
so
so-
easy on the eyes. Oh, Joey.
How nice.
Joey's just a tennis player from Hawaii.
Okay.
Just a cutie with these eyes, these greenish, yellowish eyes, and he's just dreamy.
Okay.
He's Joey. He's just,
So
he's
they're
serving
engaged,
balls.
those two.
They're engaged, and
Okay,
she's
that's
got some
nice.
crazy hair that I love. So it was her first and
Okay.
Daisy.
Okay.
And then, of course, who else showed up in there? Oh,
Trisha,
Charity.
right?
Charity
Charity
was the
right?
bubbles. And then it showed to Trista at the
Trista,
end.
that was it.
And they went up in the balloon. May your love take flight. I've been in one of those. They're kind of scary because they're tied down.
Yeah, I've never been on one.
But they're just weird
The
because
hot
you're
air
not.
balloon.
Yeah, I was on one in Boston one time. My brother lived by the Boston Common, and they're there, and they're kind of tamped down.
Yeah.
You could see there was a guy in it, but they're odd. I don't know. They kind of the wind makes them buck because they're not floating free. It was just kind of weird. And then I was like, oh,
I have a heights problem,
and then they're
so
kissing
I don't know.
with this
I'd be
guy.
freaking out.
This guy right
Poor
next
guy's
to them.
right there, like that.
I was
saw
like,
that.
oh God, that's not so fun. But
And they're making out. Okay, there's one thing I will say with these two. Is there a serious chemistry there? I know the chemistry is important. I see the chemistry. I don't know.
You mean Marcus and Jen?
Yeah.
I think Marcus comes off as much, much older, but it's all that weight that he's carrying
Of
with
course,
him.
yes.
And I
yes.
feel like his childhood was kind of stripped away
Traumatic.
from him.
Yeah,
and
it was,
he's
yeah.
carrying more weight than a typical. I don't know. Was he 31 or 32?
I think he's 31.
He's carrying more weight than your typical
Yeah.
31-year-old.
Yeah.
Dirt.
Yes.
Like Devin's kind of like a dirt. Even though
Yeah.
he's not a dum-dum.
Yeah.
He is funny and he's kind of lighthearted and
He
he's
is.
funny and he's talking
He
and
is.
he had a crappy sort of upbringing too.
He had it hard too.
a little
yeah.
bit, but he's still
But
lighter.
not what Marcus went through. It looks like
No,
Marcus had
poor
it the
Marcus.
hardest.
I mean, his parents dropped him.
him
and
and his sister
left.
basically abandoned them. And they went through foster homes.
That
I mean, that
is
was
rough.
yeah.
I know.
yeah.
I definitely felt it too. And
But I was thrilled that he got the rose. So she's going to.
Oh
meet
yeah,
his-
and the
his
minute he got the
family.
rose, I was like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah.
I did not expect Jeremy to get a rose.
Oh no, I wasn't either. But I'm gonna
I'm
say I
blown
call
away.
Jeremy is the dark horse now. I think because I just
he not gonna make it.
I don't know if he is.
not gonna make it.
But here's the thing, though. I think out of all of them, she has the most in common with him.
I think she has the most
They
fun.
have a similar sense of humor. She said that.
It's funny.
They have like that fun, lighthearted
Yes.
side. But they also seem to have like a serious side. Like, I really want a relationship.
Right. And it's funny that she has picked as one of her 2 top runners. Jeremy, who she has fun with. She's like, I can just be myself. We can just explore. We can just have fun. And Jonathan is the same kind of relationship.
Okay, so
it's
he's
fun
the same,
and
'cause I missed
lighter.
last
Oh,
week's
right.
episode.
So that one, they were like running through the vineyard and like hide and seek in the vineyard and the rom-com and the you know what I mean? Like, it's fun. And then there's Marcus. Dum, 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 dum. It's kind of like you can feel a little bit of that heavier energy, like Darth Vader coming. Not that he's Darth Vader. I think the guy is adorable and sweet.
He is.
He's not as light and airy as the other guys.
She might like a little light and airy.
She
so
definitely likes light and airy because she's picked Jeremy. But I honestly...
And Jeremy is light and airy.
But here's what I think. This is really, truly what I think. Yeah. I think she gave Jeremy a rose. I think she likes him, but I think he's going to be easy for her to cut loose. Because think about it. He was her final date.
He was the last.
That was her first date with him. And she was like, I want to go meet your family. Like, what?
I know.
And also, I think they're going to be too far apart, even though, like, she's Buddhist. He's Jewish. And it was a nice conversation they had about, he's like, I'd want to raise my kids Jewish. And she's like, I would want to, so it's
raise
nice
them
to
with
think.
Buddhist, right.
It would be nice to see them, obviously raise them together and
yeah,
with all the culture and all the religion.
Yeah. And that his family is okay.
I think he's going to be an easy cut loose for her. And I think Jonathan at the end of the day is going to be an easy cut loose. That's my prediction. And I think the final 2 are going to be Marcus and Devin.
Okay.
And I think she's going to pick Devin.
I think I agree with you all the way with what you said.
I think she's going to
pick Devin.
Think about Marcus. Think about all he's carrying, right? And he was also a man that was a veteran.
I'm going to feel so bad for him.
No, but you know what? I'm not, because this is going to open him up.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But wait.
He could have been the next Bachelor.
But wait, I don't think it's going to be of Jen's volition. I think it's going to be Marcus. Think about Marcus. Again, Marcus, what does he know from The Bachelor?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He literally was in the army. Yeah. He's had an injury. He had parents that weren't available to him as a child. Like, this is a guy that's not following yellow brick road. He's not whistling Dixie down the yellow brick road.
Yeah.
And you can see him even be a little stiff, like when they were kissing. Like, he's just a little stiff.
A little bit.
But that's okay.
Yeah, he can't help it.
It's who he is, and he's adorable and sweet. And I think if it's not with Jen, he's got a bright future
Someone's
ahead.
coming for him.
He sure does. He sure does.
Yeah. Well, look. How could you not love that guy?
Oh, he's adorable.
Right. So America's falling in love with him. He'll be fine.
And he'll be in the Bachelor Nation. Maybe they'll ship him off to paradise.
There you go.
And maybe he can just
Jonathan too. Now, here's the thing, though. We never know what's going to happen with Jonathan. I really like him.
Oh,
Jonathan. Secretly,
I like Jonathan.
Behind everything,
Jonathan.
I'm rooting for him. But I do think it is going to be Devin in the end.
I think it's going to be Devin.
So I'm in agreement with you.
I really,
on that.
But it's funny because Devin's not
she'll
the
be
best
very
looking.
Happy with Devin.
Devin's not the best looking
No,
guy.
he's not in the best shape, as we saw,
right? Not that. Listen, not that there's.
I mean, he's
anything.
not bad.
No, he's not bad.
He's okay. Something about his face reminds me of a young John Travolta.
Oh,
a little bit.
That's a big statement because the young John Travolta was hot.
Yes, he
was fire.
Nice face.
Fire.
But that's what I think when I'm seeing him. I'm like seeing Saturday Night Fever there a little bit.
I don't, but again,
okay.
He is cute.
Yes, he is.
He is cute.
Yeah, and he's crazy about her.
And
she needs that.
And she told him, by the way, I'm falling for you too. I thought that was a big move on her part. I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
So where are we? Is that, and then she cuts loose.
Well, when she cut loose,
little Spencer.
Grant, that was sad. And Spencer called his mom.
Oh, called mommy. I was like, I didn't know what to think about it.
He was crying. I started to cry when I saw him
You were obviously very emotional during
The Bachelorette.
I was
emotional last night when
I didn't cry. I did feel bad for him.
Poor guy.
I just didn't. I don't know about a
I was rooting for
20-something-year-old
him, too.
man going, Mama, Mama.
So
But
that was a little
but I
bit-
wasn't cringing. I wasn't cringing.
I wasn't. I think he was just so distraught and he had been hurt before. So he had to call his mom. That was it.
But just going back to the seriously, like the Ken doll, Sam M, that whole convo in the room, I was like, this guy is just such an idiot.
Thank God
and
she
the
caught him
the script he was reading off of in his head, he
No.
wasn't reading. He was just, oh, well, I think. She's like, no, that's what you think. I love it. This is not what love feels like. I was like, you go, Jen.
No,
Even though we've
she's-
already covered this.
She let her head take over her heart. Thank God.
Oh, and he was so gunning for the Bachelor. He was so gunning.
But
But
he just wanted
he was
to
so
win.
fake. Well, right, no.
I mean, he was really in it
also
to win
that
it,
when-
and that was it.
When he pulled the emergency switch of the I love you, that was, he said, I'm going out now, so I'm going to go out with I love you, and hopefully I'll be the Bachelor.
Yeah.
I know that's what he wanted.
Yeah.
And then,
you
of course,
could see it in his eyes. He didn't
that he
mean
was
it.
full of shit
She
fake.
saw that he didn't mean it. It was nonsense.
but I actually, in my own little notes that I put down, I wrote, when Marcus got sent home, I said, Bachelor. It's got Bachelor written all over him because it was sincere.
Yes.
He really
Oh,
liked
yeah.
her.
Yeah.
He's hot. Now, I don't know that Grant can carry a whole show. I mean, his looks can carry the show.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's the
He's
hottest.
going to have 25 beautiful ladies vying for
I
him.
think he's the hottest next to, was his name Matt, the black guy? Mm-hmm. You know, the big tall. He ended up with Rachel. Oh, God, he was gorgeous.
Oh, really? I missed that one.
It's Matt, right? Matt.
Okay.
Oh, my. I think his name was Matt. His name was Matt. It had to be Matt. Oh, my God.
Oh, really?
That guy
Okay.
was a stunner.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And he's still with her. Grant is a stunner as well. So he
is.
might, what he's lacking
He'll make
me.
a good Bachelor.
Yeah, no, I don't
Maybe
think
we'll
he'll-
get to see more.
They'll
of his
do a lot of
personality.
training with him. They'll
Yeah.
maybe they'll let us.
We'll
in
really
on it.
let it out because, again, they're all sort of like you're trying to figure them all out and it's all centered on Jen as it should be.
Right.
She's the Bachelorette. So we'll see.
Right.
But I'm very happy he got chosen.
Yes.
And what I did see previews for is they are starting to show the Golden Bachelorette.
Yes,
so
Joan.
that's gonna
Joan
be next.
Vassos.
I'm really
Joan
excited
was
to
great.
see
Did
this.
you like Joan on? I love. Joan had to leave the season early.
She did. I didn't watch the Golden
So,
Bachelor.
listen, I wanted.
And I know you loved it.
I loved it, but then when they got
So-
divorced, it was like.
yeah, that was unfortunate.
By the way, I was watching Celebrity Family Feud on my off time last night, just relaxing with Steve Harvey, who I think is the funniest man on the planet.
He is funny.
I live for Steve Harvey. I love him.
Yeah.
It was the Golden Bachelor versus the Bachelor. So it was Joey and Kelsey. It was Zach Shellcross and Katie, his fiance. And who were the two in the middle? Oh, Doughton and Charity
Okay.
against Jerry, Teresa, and their daughters and son.
Okay.
Okay? And they're married
That's fun.
still. But they're married. He's like my wife, Teresa. And I was like, "Meow, you were only married. Train wreck for 3 months. So they obviously did it in the 3 months that they were married.
They were right.
And they actually won,
okay.
which was funny. But I loved.
Well, I think what broke them up was distance mainly, right? Like they couldn't figure out where they wanted to live. And
I'm
that
not
was
sure.
complicated.
I'm not too sure. I
Okay.
think Teresa kind of woke up and was like, "Does this guy want my money? Like, I have 7 different licenses,
Okay, so
allegedly."
yeah.
Because they were all like, "I love you for the rest of my life." I mean, I love that wedding. Oh, what I wanted to say though is I loved Susan Knowles. Is her name?
Okay.
Susan. Okay, so there was Susan and Kathy. Kathy drove me insane. She looked like Caitlyn Jenner, and Susan looked
Okay.
like Kris Jenner. Really?
Oh, really?
She's got black short hair, and they were great on the wedding. Like Susan married them. Kathy was the correspondent. I mean, they're great.
Okay.
But Joan is very pretty, and she left early because her daughter had just had a baby, and I think the baby was like premature or something like that.
And she had to be there
needed
for
her
her
mom.
daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know. I was often to myself like, is she just trying to get out of here because she doesn't like Jerry, or
maybe.
Gary? Even though he goes by Gary, but his name is really Jerry.
Okay.
I don't quite understand. They call him Gary, but it's Gerry. I'm always like, why are you Gary? But her name is Jerry. Anyhow. She's our Bachelorette, and I am there.
I'm there for it. I'm sure when the Bachelorette ends, the Golden Bachelorette's going to come right after that.
I'm there all the way.
I'm looking forward to it.
All the way. All the way.
Definitely.
So, yeah, that was the Bachelorette. It was the final. It was a great episode.
Such
Finally,
a good
they gave us some, like, something to chew on.
Some meat and potatoes. And now we're going to see next week she meets the families. So this is really going to open us up. Hometowns. So we're going to see, this is really going to open us up more to these guys, these 4 guys that are left.
It's hometowns, or is next week Final Rose? The men tell all. One of them, I think it's hometown.
Okay.
Then it's men tell all, or it's men tell all with hometowns mixed in. It's one of those.
Okay, that's going to be fun.
I'm not sure, or maybe it comes after, and then comes, of course, the end,
the final rose,
and the engagement, and then after the final rose,
we say Devin. We both agree.
I think it's going to be Devin. But I don't think it's going to be Marcus. Not really of Jen's doing. I think but it very well in the end they could just be steering us that way.
We don't know.
For the most shocking Bachelorette,
she could choose Jeremy or
ever.
Jonathan. We don't know.
She could. I mean, I would be shocked if she picked Jeremy. Or John. Jeremy's going to be easy for her to cut loose, even though she likes him.
Yeah.
She needs to have like an easy decision. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Jonathan that knows. And I don't know why, but I can't not see that nose.
It's quite a nose, but he's
there's
got
something
a great
about
face.
him. There's something about him.
I don't know. Like, I like his face. I like his personality.
I do not like
him.
his face. I just think most of it is nose.
No, it's quite a nose. I agree.
But
he's all nose. But I still like
the air is free, Jonathan. We get it. Take a deep breath. Woo! It just keeps getting bigger. But no, he is still a cute guy. And I was noticing.
I like him.
Jeremy,
he's light, and I like light.
And Jeremy has some nice shoulders on him. I was like, ooh, he's got kind of the V body. Yeah. He almost has like a swimmer's body, big shoulders, tiny waist. Yeah. Which is always it's always fun window shopping on a swimmer body. Like we just came off the Olympics, and I'm like, ooh, turn on the swimming, turn on the swimming.
Very nice.
Mama likes to see the swimmers.
As long as it's not that swimmer. Thomas, thank God.
What Thomas was that?
Left.
Who was that?
Remember the
Thomas
swimmer,
and
the basket case.
The little fella.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
God. Thank God. She got rid of him.
Spells. No. Thank God. But on paper, see, you can't go by because on paper they looked like they were.
Oh, that was perfect on paper.
See, it just shows you that chemistry is something you got to feel in person. You got to feel it.
Definitely.
You must feel it. All right.
All right,
are we going to
get to off the rails?
On the off the rails.
Oh boy.
Sucked so hard on the rails, off the rails, between the freaking rails. Boring.
I was so bored. I was so bored. Ugh. I was looking at my phone.
You know why? They probably had it slotted for at least part 2 of a reunion, right? If they were going to do a reunion, it was going to be 3 parts.
Oh, my God.
So thank God we didn't have to sit through 3 parts of reunion and then unaired footage or something. It was so freaking bad.
Nothing came of that.
Nothing. It was just stupidity.
It was.
And the only thing that I thought even remotely...
Bravo did not do good there.
Only thing I thought even remotely was going to be like maybe slightly interesting was after, Dolores almost sweated her color corrector off her face and screamed, "You lying, see you next Tuesday," to what's her face, to Marge. All she does is go, "I don't like the way that went down.
That was funny.
I'm going to go in there because she saw Bella the dead dog. And I'm going to go talk to her." And then Marge was like, oh my God, did I do anything? And she walked in and gave her a kiss. They didn't even talk about it.
No.
She was just like, "I know you saw Bella, the dog, and I'm sure it was tough." She didn't say "I'm sorry I went
I'm sorry that
schniz on you."
I think that probably when Dolo saw it and was sort of like, "Oh my God, I was so mad." And everybody was saying, "I have never seen Dolores that mad." I think she just had to go upstairs just to take a check. Like, is everyone okay up here? Because
I think Dolores finally was like, whoa. She just finally vomited out all her anger.
Well, you know what we learned
at Marge?
Do not lie to Dolo. Don't lie to her because she will lose it.
I would literally move away. Say,
I
lose
know what
my
I
number,
noticed, though,
Dolo.
when they showed it, not in the
Lose
in
my
the
number. She looked at
finale,
me
but
like that.
in that in the recap that they were doing, the veins were like coming out of her head.
I'm telling you, she was sweating. Her
was
color
so
corrector
mad.
that was yellow was coming out because there was so much red on her face that it was like coming a different color. And I was like, oh, I see all her yellow color corrector
Oh my
coming
God.
through. She's sweating it off, and it's a different color, so I'm seeing it.
Seething.
She was
so mad.
Would you not like move away and tell her, lose my number? I'm terrified of you.
Oh
If she
my
looked at me and
God.
yelled at me like that, I'd be like, I'm sorry.
If I was
gotta
Marge,
go.
I would have been like,
I'm
look,
so scared of you.
You can leave. Like, we'll talk later.
I'm not
Bye.
scared of Marge. I'm not. But Dolo, that
No,
scared
if
the
I was
shit
Marge,
out of
I
me.
would have said that to Dolo.
I would have said,
like,
I'll
you can leave my house.
lose my number. Lose my number.
So anyway, it starts
horror.
out. All the ladies are walking in. They all look nice. A lot of them were wearing like
They weren't wearing
floral.
black, which was nice.
They weren't wearing black. The only one who wore black with rhinestones was Danielle.
Danielle looked like she was.
She had the rhinestones coming out.
She looked like she was on the set of Gladiator. She was coming out. I was like, is that? What was his name in it? Russell. What's his name? Russell Crowe. I was like,
Crowe.
is that Russell Crowe? Is that
was
Marcus
it.
Aurelius or whatever the hell his name was in there?
Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Maximus Decimus Meridius. Here she comes.
That's
Are you not
exactly-
entertained?
She could have been in that
Are
movie.
you not entertained?
The way she looked. Yeah, you're right. That's
She
a good
looked like
one. She looked like
Gladiator. Call
did.
me Gladiator.
Was she like prepping for another fight with that look?
Apparently, I don't know, but they all looked nice.
They all looked flowery and soft.
Oh, and I like that
nice.
Fessler came in.
They
It was
all,
immediate.
Even Marge was wearing white. Dolo was
Well,
wearing
they
like
probably.
a wedding
Well, they
dress.
all came in.
I
You know,
mean,
she was the Hungarian assassin. They all came in the black
Mm-hmm.
and the fight mode and mafia wife mode. So I love that she was like, "I'm caught behind a truck. I'm coming," and she was like, "Oh my God, she's scaring me." Marge is like, "Oh my God," and then she comes in and she immediately goes into Danielle, but then they're fine, and she says, "I'm sorry, I backed up so and so on the season." Jen, she's
Jen
like, "I saw
Fessler,
it.
yeah.
I'm sorry," and then she gets it together with Rachel, and they give a nice
make
hug.
up. So that was actually nice to see. Although
And-
here's the thing, Fessler, I feel right. She's in a very weird place now because she backed away from
she's not
Teresa. In fact, Teresa and Jenna, after this episode aired,
She's not gonna
They unfollowed
last.
her on Instagram.
They unfollowed
they
her.
are
What's
not
up,
friends
girl?
with
They
Fessler
are
anymore.
pissed.
So
but she's
Fessler- but Fessler
unfriended
did
them
it-
first.
Did she unfriend
No,
them first?
no, not on social media. I mean, by being in that room.
Oh yes,
Because she was like, I'm not
I'm
what
not
I
going
like.
in that
I
room."
don't, that's not my thing. That's not my bag. These
No.
are not my people.
no.
And she,
She really took a step back.
And
but
you know
she
what?
did two moves that are, I think, just a little questionable.
thank God the air conditioning kicked on.
She came
I am hot.
she came back to apologize to Danielle. I'm so sorry I defended Jen. I
You mean
saw
Rachel?
it now.
Rachel. Oh, no, Danielle. You're right.
Yeah,
Sorry,
like,
I'm wrong.
You know,
I
I'm
mentioned.
sorry
right.
about that
Yes.
and all of that. And again, I'm going to go back to she left that Last Supper early, and I don't think she should have done that. I think she should have stuck it out and stayed for the whole thing.
She said, I got
Her
a lot of
and
shit for
Dolo
leaving.
were the mediators. They coordinated it, right? She should have stuck it out.
Well,
the fact that she ran out of there is telling me that she can't handle this.
You know what though?
I mean,
Listen,
I wanna see
listen.
her back
Hold
next
on,
season.
I have intel on that.
Okay.
So today I'm listening to Dorinda on Reality Checked on satellite radio, and who
Dorinda.
calls in? Miss Fessler.
Oh, she did.
called in,
Okay.
And she said, you know, I got a lot of shit for walking out during that Last Supper. And she goes,
Okay.
but she said, but it's not what I signed up for. And she said, that's not, Dorinda's like, no, that's not what you signed up for.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't sign up for people throwing glass. And she also said,
All
which I've
right.
now heard her
All
say,
right.
wait, which I've now heard her say twice, and I don't blame her. She said, I had a facelift a year and a half ago.
Oh, no, she
and
said
she
that.
goes, I'm not into this glass throwing. Are you kidding me? She's like, I'm out of here. So I do get it, but I think
she
she
said that in the recap.
I think
too.
Fessler
yeah.
was trying to save face, like when she's like, I have to go back out into the world after this.
Okay.
And people are going to say, you were wrapped up in this fucking mess. Like,
Yeah.
what? And I think she just wanted to have something to say to the world. Like, well, didn't I get up and leave because it was disgusting?
Okay.
So I think that was part of a reason. But she also said that about the facelift, which I thought was great.
Well, the facelift part was very funny. It's a valid point. You know, you have your nice, beautiful face. You don't want to mess up your beautiful face. But again, her and Dolo are kind of in the middle with both. Dolo, tough Dolo, she stuck it out.
Well, Dolo's an Italian stallion who grew up in Patterson with Italian parents. Like,
I know.
This is what's going on. You and I are both Italian. Not like
Yes.
we understand that Italians are passionate, and if we yell and we fight and we scream, we're hugging in 2 seconds.
Yes.
That is just
That's
how.
so true.
But Fessler did not grow up with that, I'm guessing, right?
She wasn't used to it.
And as Dolores said, she's not cut from this cloth.
She's not cut from that
She's not cut from this cloth.
I
and you know
and
who
I'm
else?
not going to be hard on her because I'm going to say this again. I really, truly love Fessler. And if she comes back, I will be thrilled because I love watching her.
I don't think any of them are coming
I
back.
even like that they call her Messy Fessy. She is messy.
None of them are
She's a little
coming
bit
back.
of a flip-flopper at times, but I like her.
None of
I
these-
was just disappointed to see her leave.
In my opinion, none of these people are coming back in the way that you're going to think. Like, they're going to keep Melissa and Teresa and Fessler. Nobody's coming back.
They're all gone.
They're all going to be
Okay.
filtered out into
I am
other
dying
avenues.
to know what happens.
They're going to either go on legacy trips. It's going to be legacy. It's going to be.
Yeah.
I really think Tree is going to get her own spinoff or something like it.
Something will be
They'll
there for
use
Tree
them
if she doesn't get
somehow,
back as a housewife.
but it's not going to be Real Housewives of New Jersey with just like Teresa and Danielle. Like, no. It's not going to happen that way.
No. Okay. So I think
It has to be
you wanna know
something
something
new.
too, and I'll say this for Melissa and Joe.
has to be something
You could see a show called The Gorgas, couldn't you?
course.
I could totally see that.
They've already gotten their own commercial. Listen, the Gorgas are doing fine.
Yes.
The Gorgas are going to do
They're
fine, be
fine.
fine. They are fine.
Yeah.
They've been fine.
The
It's
only thing,
all
and
good.
Tree, really, she's an icon. Tree is an icon, so she
In
is
Jerseyville.
an iconic
In
housewife.
Jerseyville.
So we are not. It's not going to be the end of her. We're going to see her in some other way. So anyway,
Was there
do we
anything
want
else
to
that-
continue to go through this?
Well, I mean, I don't know that we need to go through the whole thing because it was so boring, but was there any
Well-
lines that stood out to you?
There was a couple of things. I was
Talk to me.
curious to know why Danielle and Tree kind of parted. Like they didn't really. They're not talking
Because
anymore.
I'll tell you why.
And she clarified
Yep.
it. Yeah, which I would like to hear.
She basically just put out a thing about an upcoming episode or whatever,
Yeah.
and she axed out the faces of the people she didn't like.
Right, which Danielle was one of them.
Daniel was one of them,
So
and
do
she
you
just
think
said, "I'm
did
taking
that
a
by
step back."
mistake? Or because she was
I don't think
still-
she did it by mistake.
All right, so she really was acting
But
out. To
I don't think. I think Tree could have gone either way, and
Danielle.
quite frankly, I think all of Tree's relationships are manufactured for this show.
Okay.
Sorry, I think maybe Jen Aiden and her might have fun together, but like, do you really
Tree
think?
needs as many
Do you think
friends as
Tree
she
is
can
calling
get.
Jen Aiden in when she's crazy, like?
don't
Stressing about
know.
Louis and all this. You think she's calling any of these women? No.
No. I don't know. I mean,
You think she's? I mean,
Jen
Dolo would
Aiden
be
on
the
Watch
only
What Happened
one.
Live says Tree's one of her best friends.
No.
Maybe she was just saying
Jen
that for
Aiden
the
doesn't
cameras.
have best friends. Come on.
I don't
Jen
know.
Aiden is her own best friend.
Yeah.
And she has her family, and she's married to a surgeon, and she's very excited about her bathrooms in her house, and she's trying to get her
And her
husband out of the
cars.
pool house, and her Ferrari and all that. She's out there counting her money. She doesn't really give a crap.
Yeah.
Jen is not real friend material. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. But that is what I believe to be true, my friend.
Well, that was what Danielle went to when they
Not
were
that
saying,
devil.
do you guys have any regrets? And Danielle's regret was that she let Jen Aiden into her home, met her children.
Right.
And she should have listened
It was only
to what
one party.
everybody
One
told
party.
her.
One party.
So, right. And so everybody, I guess, was warning her, like, be careful with Jen Aiden. So, okay. One other thing that stood out to me
Talk
was,
to me.
of course,
Talk to me.
when the Louis Teresa conversation came up and about her son suffering.
oh.
He hopes
Oh, yeah.
Marge's son
Yeah.
suffers. Now, he's getting crucified on social
He
media.
should. That
about
was
this.
terrible.
It was a terrible thing to say. Here's what I'm going to say about this.
Talk to me.
Okay. Everybody hates Louis. They think he's a nut job. He's lobster man. all that stuff,
Lobster
right?
man.
He's bringing Teresa down.
He is rather red.
I think that when he said, I hope that Marge suffers, I hope Marge's son suffers, I really think that was his wrong way of saying karma. If he said karma is a bitch, or karma's
And then
gonna
you
get
marry
her,
one.
that would have
Damn!
been totally different than the way he said it. I think he put his foot in his mouth and he said it completely the wrong way. Do I think he really means I wish her harm, I wish her son harm, and I want to hurt them? I don't think so. I think he meant it like this is karma for her. But he just said it in a horrible way. So I think this guy is a goofball. I don't think he's an
You
evil
just think he's a big
person.
dum-dum lollipop.
I think he's a dumb lollipop
I
goofball.
think he's a dum-dum lollipop, but I also think that he's got a hoof, roof, roof. He's got a slight pit bull baby, like Scrappy Doo vibe to him. That's like, roof.
Yeah.
And like, you wish me bad? Well, then I wish you bad. Like, do. Like,
well, that's
he
what
can
I'm
be
saying.
mean.
Like, he just says it the wrong way.
It's not what
I
you
don't
say,
know.
right? It's how you say it.
Yeah.
But I do think Louis has a mean streak.
Okay.
That's me personally.
All right,
I
yeah.
think that when you say something like that, think about yourself, Kristen. Just think about yourself.
Yeah.
You're not someone who has a mean streak. I'm not somebody who has a mean streak.
Right.
However, if my family was being attacked or whatever, I would
Yeah.
say stuff, but I would never say I wish someone's child to
Suffers.
suffer. It just
It
would
was-
never
it was
be
the worst
something in
way.
me.
Oh.
It wouldn't even be. So my point is, it's in them.
Yeah. Okay.
It's in them.
All right. Good
But
point. Good
but
point.
no, but you can agree because he is a goofball. I think it goes further than just goof. You think
yeah.
it stops a goof?
Yeah,
I think it goes
he's
further.
got ADD. I think
his
his brain
got,
is wired
once
little
again,
crazy.
2 brain cells that are seriously fighting and pissed off at each other and divorcing, and they're fried at the end.
And here's another word I'm going to use for him. I think he's manic.
Oh,
You know how you hear like manic, depressive?
absolutely.
I don't say depressive with him. I think the guy's just pure manic.
Well, he
That's
looks
the-
nervous.
that's- he
He's
just
constant
fidgety,
nervous. He's
nervous.
constantly nervous. And then but I feel like he's
I don't
always
know.
got the agenda. Like he's got the shirt on that says transcend.
Oh.
Okay, Louie.
Yeah.
We get it. You're transcending because
He's
you're
like-
a
he's
yoga
all over the
man.
place.
He's a mess.
The guy is all over
He
the
is
place.
not consistent.
Okay. Does Tree love him? It seems that
Blindly.
she does. Yes.
Blindly.
Is she happy? Yes. I wish her well
Wait,
and her daughters
Wait,
well.
is she happy? Because the woman is like, as everyone says, a shell of
A
herself.
shell of herself.
She's
I know,
90
and-
pounds. Like, is that someone who's happy? Nervous wreck? She's telling Dolo on TV that if I pass out, please call an ambulance.
I know.
I don't know if that's somebody who's happy. That's somebody who's freaking stressed.
She's stressed
because
out.
she has to defend her happiness all day
Yeah.
long. You know?
I don't know if this man is evil. And I know so many people are
I
gonna
don't
go,
know
"Are you
that he-
crazy?
I don't
He's
know
evil."
that he's
I
evil.
think he's manic.
I
And
think-
he's
and
a
I
little,
think
he's a little
he-
bit of a goofball.
And I think
That's what I think.
he attracts trouble.
Okay.
He's trouble. He attracts trouble. Whether or
I
not.
just wish the best for Trey. I do.
Of course. Everybody wants to see Tree do better.
I want her to see her.
Don't we want to see her do better?
Yes, I
So,
do.
I don't
wish
know.
her peace. As she is saying, she wants to find her peace.
She wants to find namaste,
Let's hope for
bitches.
namaste for Trey.
I'm yelling tonight. I'm very animated.
I'm very
like,
passionate
I'm
tonight.
yelling. I'm like, namaste, bitches.
Namaste. Well, this is the end of an era. I mean, this is the last of the Real Housewives of New Jersey as we know it.
Correct.
So we are talking the final.
The
This is
final
it.
final of the final. And you know
This
what?
is it.
I'm so happy to put this shit to bed.
So am I.
Oh, I'm
my
done.
God. Oh, I do want to bring up one other thing that pointed out
One
to me.
other thing. All right.
One other thing. Danielle with the I want to kill Jen Aiden. That was a little too far.
You know what? I missed her saying that. What did she say? Oh, when did she say that? Like right up top?
So Fessler was basically saying,
Fessler.
I know that, you lunged at Jen and you threw the picture
Oh, never
or
let her
whatever.
get a hold of it.
And she was like, she's lucky I didn't kill her.
Yeah, I think that was
don't
just
know
a
if
bad
she needed
choice
to
of
do
words.
that. It was a bad
because she
a
said I'm
bad
never.
choice of words.
Yeah, because she's like I'm never gonna let anybody do that to me again, and I hope so because
I
Jen
hope.
is 39-year-old, as she said, mother of 2.
Yes.
Like Valentina and Dominic. Is it Dominic? They
Yes.
don't need their mother
No.
going after people.
No.
It's not what you want to put forward, love.
They don't.
They are in school. They're school age. They're clearly smart kids. They don't need people saying, yeah, your mother's going to beat the crap out of my mother.
Yes.
You know, so
Well, I'll say this.
I think it was a bad choice.
It was a bad choice of words. I'll end this on a nice note. And I said this before.
Nice note.
If she doesn't make it onto the Real Housewives of New Jersey next time,
She
I
will
could
not.
see her on Dancing with the Stars. Danielle.
Totally.
So let's hope for that. Let's put that in the universe.
Some of these women are going to go
she really
into the
wants to-
abyss.
she wants to go back on the
These
show.
women are going to go
but
into the abyss.
I don't know. Yeah, we don't know what.
Oh, by the way, Jackie has had her own solo podcast right now. I just happened to see that. It's No More Two Jersey Jays. Or
Oh, is
maybe
that
there is
right?
two Jersey Jays, but she's also doing a solo because I saw it and she was like,
Good
my
for
first
her.
solo
Okay.
podcast. So there is a solo podcast.
Good for her. You know what? I'm in the middle of reading her book, and it's very good. So when I'm done with
Weight
Jackie's book, The
of
Weight of Beautiful, we
Beautiful.
will talk about it.
All right, rock on.
Sounds good. Oh, and then Rachel is pregnant.
Oh, Rachel Fuda's
was so
having a baby. Family of 6. I thought that
Oh,
was so
congratulations to
cute.
her.
Oh, my
Yes.
God. It's nice to see someone's actually young enough on the show to actually be pregnant.
She's 33, so she's
Oh
young.
my
Yeah,
God.
she's the youngest.
Oh my God.
Because I think Danielle's 38.
Oh,
so-
I was so
yeah.
happy. She was like,
So
I'm
happy.
pregnant. She's like, now get off my ass and stop asking me to drink or something. It was cute.
No, I like
That's
her.
always the biggest thing. Like, oh, you're not
Yes.
drinking. Oh, are you pregnant? Why aren't you drinking? So
that
we are
was a nice
excited for the
end.
food. That was a nice end.
Yeah,
and there's nothing.
that ended it on such a
and you
nice
know what?
note.
It's nothing like new life to bring people together.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yes.
And it just
Happy
might.
life.
But I think Fuda's will somehow be, but again, it's not going to be Real Housewives of New Jersey. That's not going to be, we're keeping these 3 and getting rid of those 3. Call me, if I was betting, I'd bet all my money on it's all new faces, and there's all kinds of other little avenues for these
Do
girls.
you even Dolo? Like Dolo's, because I almost
Yes.
could see Dolo
Dolo's
making it there. I don't
older.
know, but
no,
she's
Dolo
gone.
will have a
Okay.
place, but
Okay.
it ain't going to be on what you think. It's not going to be Real Housewives of New Jersey with a new cast and Dolo. Like, no.
Well, we're going to see Dolo on The Traitors, so that'll be fun.
Can't
Oh,
wait.
and Tree is on House of Villains.
Yeah, which was the worst show I saw.
I
with
have
Jax.
not seen that
It was
yet,
so
I've never
bad.
seen any of them.
It was,
but
well,
I'll
it was.
watch
It was
Tree.
first. It was just last season. It was. Oh my God! It was New York, Tiffany.
Okay.
It
Oh.
was a couple of other gals. Oh my God! Johnny Bananas, Jax.
I
It
love
sucked.
Jax. Love to watch me some
It
Jax.
sucked so hard. I had to Google who won the other day. I didn't even know the name.
Okay.
It was freaking terrible. Hopefully, Tree can bring it.
So
Like,
we'll see her and Dolo.
it was bad
on
though,
things,
man.
So
it was
that'll
bad.
be
So
fun.
let's see.
Okay.
All right, so I guess the living room never really shuts down because
No.
Kristen and I are talking this shiz whether we're on this pod or not.
But we're going to say goodbye to New
We're gonna say
Jersey.
goodbye, Jersey. We
Bye,
love you, and whatever
Jersey.
way you come back, we'll accept you with open arms.
And as Tree would say, love, love, love.
Love, love, love. All right, well, I guess that's it for the ladies in the living room. It's the
Yes.
BravHos signing off for this evening.
Okay.
Goodbye, Kristen.
Goodbye, Laura.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.